South Africa has once again been shaken by revelations of deep-rooted corruption within the corridors of power, this time, from an unexpected voice within. A former government insider, now turned whistleblower, has come forward with explosive claims about what they describe as a billion-rand cover-up orchestrated by senior members of the African National Congress, ANC. Their testimony, backed by a series of confidential documents and recordings, paints a chilling picture of how corruption was hidden, investigations suppressed, and millions siphoned away from public funds under the guise of strategic projects. The whistleblower, whose identity remains protected for safety reasons, worked within a department closely linked to several major state contracts. Speaking through legal representatives and investigative journalists, they described how certain ANC-linked business figures and politicians colluded to divert public funds into private accounts, often using shell companies, and manipulated tenders to disguise the flow of money. According to the whistleblower, these schemes have been running quietly for years, shielded by powerful figures who ensured any internal investigations were swiftly buried. What the public sees is only the surface, the whistleblower revealed. Behind closed doors, there's a system, a network that ensures the truth never reaches the light. When auditors start asking questions, they are reassigned. When journalists get too close, stories vanish. It's an entire machinery designed to protect those at the top. Documents reportedly handed over to investigators detail how over $1.2 billion in government contracts were rerouted through offshore accounts and private companies linked to ANC donors. The files include payment records, email correspondences, and internal memos that allegedly show senior officials approving projects that never existed or were deliberately overpriced. The whistleblower also claimed that some of the funds were used to finance internal ANC campaigns, buy political loyalty, and silence potential threats. As news of the allegations broke, public reaction was immediate and intense. Social media platforms erupted with outrage, while opposition parties demanded urgent parliamentary hearings. The Economic Freedom Fighters, EFF, called the revelations proof of institutionalized looting, while the Democratic Alliance, DA, described them as the national betrayal of trust. Civil society groups have since rallied around the whistleblower, calling for stronger legal protections for those who expose corruption in government. Inside the ANC, however, panic and division reportedly set in. Senior party members convened a series of closed-door meetings to discuss the fallout, while some attempted to discredit the whistleblower's credibility. Party spokespersons released statements calling the claims baseless and politically motivated, accusing opposition parties of exploiting the situation for electoral gain. Yet, despite their denials, internal sources have confirmed that several high-ranking officials are now under investigation by the Special Investigating Unit, SIU, and the Hawks. Political analysts believe the whistleblower's decision to come forward could mark a turning point for the ANC. This isn't just about money, said one analyst. It's about trust, integrity, and the moral collapse of a party that once stood for liberation and justice. If these claims are proven true, it will deepen the crisis of legitimacy already facing the ANC. The whistleblower's courage has come at a cost. Reports indicate they have received threats and have been forced into hiding under state witness protection. Yet despite the risks, they remain determined to see justice served. I did this because South Africa deserves to know the truth, they said in a recorded statement. For too long, those in power have stolen from the people while pretending to serve them. It's time to break the silence. Meanwhile, pressure is mounting on President Cyril Ramaphosa to act decisively. Critics argue that his administration's promises of transparency ring hollow if such large-scale corruption could thrive undetected within his government. Opposition parties are calling for a full judicial commission of inquiry to trace every rand and identify everyone involved in the cover-up. As the investigation widens, more names are expected to surface and more secrets are likely to unravel. The whistleblower's revelations have not only exposed the mechanics of corruption but have also reignited public anger over the erosion of accountability in South Africa's political system. In a country still haunted by economic inequality and broken promises, one person's decision to speak out may finally force the ruling elite to confront their darkest truths. The question that now hangs over the nation is whether justice will prevail or whether, once again, the system will close ranks to protect its own.